Oh, damn. I haven't done a scream like that in a while.
It like cut out a little bit. Not gonna lie.
I was probably peeking. I was probably peeking a little bit. How am I sounding?
Like sound good right now. You
I
just
sound.
turn it up or what?
I turned it up a little bit. You sound good in my headphones. Do I sound too loud in yours? You don't sound too loud or anything.
Nah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm feeling crispy, man. I tested the setup before getting on, man.
Frizo,
Yo,
it's been a
MJ.
while. It's been a while.
I don't even remember.
We haven't done one of these in a while. We're before this drops, we're gonna have the me and Thomas's Alien podcast drop, and
What
now
alien
you
podcast?
don't even know, bro.
Or
Two guys,
I'm a CFO. You didn't even tell me.
two alien movies.
Oh, you guys are gonna like talk about movies? You guys watch what's the new one called? Freaking
It's a commentary. It's like we watched Aliens while discussing the new Alien that came out.
damn. Shout out to I've Been Probed, the first song me and MJ ever did together. In
For real. Shout out to Space. Space to me has always been something that um
shout out Space.
shout out Space, bro. And shout out right here, PBR. I'm about to pop up this talking. What I like about Space, I think Space to me is like it's like you could use it for metaphors and stuff more kind of like heaven, but I don't really believe in heaven like that.
Yeah, bro. Like I love reading sci-fi, especially older sci-fi. There's just any you can do anything with fucking with space. Literally whatever you want. You can
Yeah.
match a theme to anything. I love it. The vastness.
Space and Jesus is like the two things that
Space
like
and Jesus?
yeah, bro, trying to relate something to like God shit and then trying to relate it to space shit, it's just like to me, eats at me. Even though I don't believe in God or anything, it just eats at me all the time.
Sophistry. No, I love spiritual experiences and having them and stuff. But anyway, we're digressing. You
We're
know what I'm
starting.
saying? We're starting up,
We're
warming
starting.
up. I got water in my cup. But
Like
fucking we're gonna talk about ginger root. Shibangumi.
through, we're talking about two albums.
Yeah, we're talking about two albums. And
Throwback.
I'm,
Throwback
I'm
pod like always.
oh shit, okay. We're talking about two albums today. We have a regular show for y'all. No rap today, you
No
know.
rap today.
No rap today. We got like an indie darling for you, and then a city pop icon,
I would
Ginger
say
Root.
just two indie icons, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you consider Ginger Root indie because of his I don't know. I feel like Ginger Root's pretty popular, but
Yeah, I feel like
yeah, I don't know.
Ginger
I don't
Root's
even know what
popular.
what even is indie like. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. But definitely two people who are more to me when I ask around to me seem more underground than the usual. Ginger Root's definitely more international. And maybe even with who we're gonna talk about also, she's probably more international because she's not from the United States. But within the United States, to me, I definitely two artists that are like on that verge of like obviously super successful, but still not, a little bit underground more maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Forgive us for being so ambiguous about the second artist as well.
Because we'll get to it.
Um, yeah, we will get to it. It's a bit of a surprise.
Well, let's get
Not
to
really.
Ginger Root. Let's get to Ginger Root.
You actually it's gonna be in the title.
Yeah, it'll be in the title.
Ginger Root. Let me try to pronounce this album name again. Shin Bangumi. I hope I'm not butchering that.
Did you
Latest
tr-
album by Ginger Root.
did you translate that or anything?
No, I'm just reading it off the Spotify.
All right, right.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, freaking Ginger Root, city pop man, city pop guy based out of Japan. Um, you might have heard his hit single Loretta.
Is he based out of Japan?
Yeah, yeah, Japanese guy.
No,
I don't
based.
know if he's. I think he's like.
I think he's from here.
Guys, you know what? Can we cut that out?
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
Oh shit. Anyway,
Well, definitely. I mean, definitely Japanese roots and stuff. I think he's from California. So
yeah, yeah, not based out of Japan. Forgive me, but I was gonna say I think he is actually, or he's at least touring around here. So many tangents today.
all right. Sure.
Freaking
It's your first. I've been doing these podcasts for a while with Thomas. This is your first one in a while.
yeah.
So
But Shinban Gobi man, what do you think of this album?
what I think about this album is, I'm not gonna lie. I know who Ginger Root was before. not really a big. It didn't really hit me or anything right now. But these singles, because I've been following this album with the singles and everything, dude, it just hit me. It just got me. I love the lo-fi funk of it. Like it's super lo-fi. It's super like funky and it's super inspired by a lot of things. Not a lot of things, but super funky, super like dancey. But I love like the lo-fi-ness and like the homespun feeling I have when I listen to it.
Yeah, the Ginger Root, he records in a certain style, that's
Yeah.
to me is reminiscent of like the Fivela's Glock album, in which they recorded like through a more traditional method in order to give it a certain sound, like as if you were playing off a tape or something. I forget, my dog's going crazy in the background now.
It's going crazy.
Yeah, there's like a helicopter flying over, but Ginger Root, I feel like he employs, if not a similar method, but a similar methodology, in order to give it that 80s aesthetic, that very,
Yeah.
as
He's
I the only way I described it earlier is city pop aesthetic, very
dude,
Japanese city pop.
super warm album, super crispy drums.
Yeah,
Um,
Ginger Root,
warm. It's just
like,
a warm album. If I could think of it, it's just like a if I found like an old VHS or something or an old cassette, it's just warm like that. Super analogy, super vintagey. At least it feels like that way. So
yeah, he's done such a good job in the preservation of the sound and these techniques, because when you listen to Ginger Root, he doesn't have like different vocal effects ever. Like, his voice pretty much sounds the same in every song, and you're kind of expecting like a funky, poppy feel with like pretty fun lyrics most of the time, you know. And this falsetto of his too, which is really infectious. It always makes me want to sing and hit it because
yeah,
but mine's not nearly as good as his.
yeah, and just besides like I think this album's very aesthetically and vibe heavy.
Mhm.
But dude, that let's not take away from Jinjuru. Great song structures, great songwriting. Just like in the single No Problems. The way it just ends perfectly, bro. It's like a perfect ending. Like the dun dun dun. Like it's just having like an actual ending and not like fading away or just like it falls apart at the end. Like I think he just does a great job with song structures and just good writing and good producing that it's infectious and it's groovy. I love that it's groovy and funky. Disco-y vibes.
Yeah, bro. I really want to dance to this album. I was they actually, when you mentioned he was based out of LA, I saw he had tour dates before the show in like Santa Ana and San Diego, but I thought maybe that was just coincidence that he was like touring over here. But yeah, Cameron Liu, freaking amazing composer. His album has a lot of structure as well, not just within the songs, but like the
Oh, it's
interludes do such a good job of tying the songs together, if not starting them. Like,
super cohesive album.
yeah, CM before Only You, Think Cool before Show 10, which was the highlight for me because Show 10 is kind of like in phases. And it's also the longer song on there. And also, I was grooving with Think Cool, the horns on there. It's such a, I don't know. Well, I think it's meant to like kind of slow you down after Giddy Up. Giddy Up, my favorite single, just because
Okay.
the bass line and the groove to me is the
Fire.
most dancey, the most infectious. So if I were to recommend two songs off this album, I would say listen to Giddy Up and Show 10. But 32 minutes,
Easy
if
album.
yeah, and it's such a, not just easy like in terms of length, but it's such a happy album. Like, you can't hate this album unless you have like hate like furrowed into the deepest depths of your soul. you know,
Yeah. No.
like it's just such a warm um city pop feeling. Like, who doesn't like city pop, bro?
It was definitely
You know what I mean?
maybe it came out a little bit too late in the summer, but definitely it was a summer album. It was perfect. It was good vibes. I think it doesn't really line up perfectly because it just came out a little bit later in the summertime than I
Yeah.
if but I think like um yeah, I think my favorite song though is Better Than Monday. I love how it's like low pass and like super low fi and then it expands and then yeah, I love that. I love that song.
Yeah, that lo-fi reverb, it's all over every single one of the songs, and it never gets old. That to me is what's really cool about um Ginger Root as just as a as like kind of like their sound, you know, is since they record in this style and they mix in this style, like the way they have to like diversify their sound is through their grooves, like you
Yeah.
know, like through their melodies, and they do such a good job of that. Like I didn't think any of these songs went on too long, you know, like I couldn't get
No.
enough. If anything, like Giddy Up could have been 6 minutes. I wouldn't complain, you know,
Yeah,
probably. You know
no,
what I mean?
and now I mean, though I do think some songs are a little bit weaker than other songs. I still feel like fuck it, like I wish this album was like four more songs on it or something like that. But nah, dude, I love this album. Um, I love how it feels like maybe some songs are the stereotypical lyrics forms, like love or like just issues that's going on in his life, stereotypical things. But like the sound, the art, the music video, it just so much shows how much of a concept this is, and I bet seeing this live and it'd probably be amazing.
Yeah, I would. I was thinking that, you know, well, just to bring back to that thought, but like, like going to that show, uh, would I be dancing? Probably. I'd be doing a little bit, you know, like I've been going to a lot of clubs, and like there's mad dance. I've been going to dark wave clubs, like goth clubs, and there's mad dancing all night, you know, and it's like the same fucking like 20 songs that get played every time I go, but it's always a vibe, you know.
Yeah, it gets you going.
Yeah, and like I kind of got like the same energy listening to this album, where it's like not that every song sounds similar, but it just feels like I could put this on all night and dance more than
Oh yeah,
anything, you know. But yeah, Ginger Root,
Ginger
Shin
Root.
Ban Gumi, can't recommend this enough. Like I said, I think this album is for absolutely everybody, you
Yeah,
know.
no thrills, just just good music.
Good music.
Good music.
You
That
want to
good.
choose
That
that?
good cushion
I'm
alcohol.
on that
Hey,
good. I think I'm locking in more, man. I'm
hey,
focusing in more, you know.
before we go into the next album, I'm gonna say thank you to everyone. Um, we're up a couple subscribers.
Oh,
Thank you
sheesh.
for everyone who likes the videos, who watches the videos, who supports our music, who supports us emotionally.
Gracias.
Um, yeah, that's what. Also, rate our facial here in the comments. Let us know who has facial, who has top Rizzler facial
No,
hair.
bro. That's not even fair, bro. Like I
let's
love you. I love you, dog.
let's see who let them let's see who got the top
No,
Rizzler facial hair
bro. My facial hair is way better than yours, bro.
for that mustache ain't. Maybe it is. Let's see what they
Nah,
say.
you do grow a cool ass mustache. Oh man.
All right,
Introduce our second artist, man.
second artist, Nilüfer Yanya. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Ooh.
Sorry to you, but I feel like you said that. I was watching an interview before we did this, and you said your name was Nilüfer Yanya. Um, and dude, not my album of the year, but definitely has like contenders for my songs of the year. There's like two or
Ooh.
three songs on here where like I think okay, so this is what 11 songs. It's about 44 minutes. It's a little bit longer than the last album, but I think I mean, I don't think these are perfect albums, obviously. So I think some songs lack compared to others. But dude, the highs on this album to me are like my songs of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my method actor, I can totally understand what you're saying, because there's this album is just, I want to relate it to the Ginger Root album in terms of like how tight it is. Like there are no
Yeah.
misses on this for me.
It's not
11
like there's bad. It's
songs.
not like there's bad songs on any of these albums.
Yeah. And like Nilüfer, her sound is so clean. Like
Oh
all
yeah.
her guitars are just like very acousticy. Her singing is just very well. I love how loud everything is in the mix, how clean it is. Like it's very crisp.
But what I
And
will say, just like the Ginger Root album, bro, not to cut you off,
yeah.
but it does have that like homespun feeling. Like
Yeah.
it does have that feeling of like a warmness, and that this isn't like a major produced album. It's just like they're trying to catch lightning in a bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it feels like. It feels like struggling art, not struggling artists, but growing artists right now who are trying to get it together or like trying to put their art all together, and
Yeah,
that's what I love.
man. To me, this album was really impressive. I was gonna say all of that good production leads itself really well into her guitar, her melodies, bro, her riffs, her loops, just like those chords, those bar chords that she uses for the whole thing. She had like a switch up towards
And
like
she
the middle
played
or the
guitar,
end
bro.
for the chorus. Yeah. So I was reading in her description. I actually read her whole thing. I didn't read Ginger Roots because it was a lot smaller. I was like, oh, it's probably not much, but she's actually been making this is my first introduction to Yanya, Miss Yanya, I should say. MJ showed me one of her singles leading up to this album, like I say, For Love, I believe, or sorry, what you call it, Love. Forgive me.
Yeah, so I found about
And
her for like an EP like 4 or 5 years ago. I loved her last album. That was my album, like one of my albums of the year last year. Um,
yeah, so this was
and
my
now,
introduction. And what was it? Then I was about to say, speaking of, I didn't even know she made music before this, but she's been this is like her I believe her fourth
yeah,
studio
she's
record,
been
and that's
growing
with a
with
different
every
label.
album, bro.
Yeah, and like this album to me, it sounds like somebody that's like kind of found their sound and perfected their craft.
Yeah.
You know, like the harmonies on this, the loops and everything, it's just so tight, so solid. She does the sound so well. Her voice is so beautiful. I love the topics that she brings up in a lot of these. She has a lot of like really good one-liners that she's like throwing in between all of them. I love the names of these songs, like made out of memory, you know. Like yeah, you could write a whole song with just with those four words as a concept,
Oh yeah.
you know. It's such a
No, her
cool thing.
songwriting is like it's like I don't know. I love her songwriting. It's like it like creates like a scene or something. Like like it really sucks me in and like I don't know.
Yeah, this album to me spoke as like really well practiced and like seasoned artistry. You know, Yanya, I have so much respect for them as like a person that just has been doing this for so long, has put like, you know, probably um a lot of hours into it. And I do love that every album, or not, sorry, forgive me, every song is very methodical. Like I noticed she had like some very heavy, like psychedelic riff switch ups on like two songs, but on a lot of her songs she ends with the string section, and the strings to me were so prevalent throughout this album, which I found just like fascinating, because like I understand her as mainly like a vocalist and a guitar player, you know, like she does so well to imbue those two things together. But like the way she would incorporate the strings into these songs, especially towards the end, kind of made them more thematic for me. You know, it seemed like this album was all like a
Yeah.
practice structure as well, you know, to tie it back into the Ginger Root comparison, you know, where it's like it's in a lane, but she's been in this lane for years, like, you know, and that doesn't mean that like it's very like rigid or lacking creative flavors and notes. Like no, she
Mhm.
sprinkles like I said, those two heavy ribs, it's like, you know, adding a little seasoning on top of,
Yeah.
you know, already a great dish, man.
Well, there's just a detail orientation or like idea for it, and just like and for me to be I just love when I follow an artist and it's just like damn, it's like every album is getting better. There's nothing that inspires me more as an artist is when I'm modern artists that are, they're roughly around our age. We're 20 something, these motherfuckers are 20 something.
Mhm.
And they just like they're still so hungry. I love when artists are still so hungry and they're still down to push themselves and try something maybe not exactly newer, but refining it, trying to make it better, and trying to just add more character to it that it already had. And I feel like she really does that in this album.
Yeah, there's a brilliance to it, to her mastery
Yeah.
over her guitar and her voice and her songwriting in general. Like you know, it's super well composed. I love how it sounds. You know, it sounds perfect. can't sound
Right.
any better.
Yeah.
and in terms of like audio, ooh, excuse me,
I
uh,
will say though, this album, there's a lot more
audio
slower
and
song.
mixing.
There's a lot more slower songs. I would say if you want a more heavier, faster album, her last album is definitely that. This is there's some songs that are more of like a meditation
Mm,
and more of like a thought and more of like, it's just more of like a deeper thing than just like there's obviously some songs here that are just crazy like what modern rock should sound to me are, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But Nilüfer, what I like about her, she has this. She's like some modern day artist that I like, where they come from our generation of like the playlist and streaming platforms where they're open to so much ideas. Where she's pulling from like Radiohead, or she's like pulling from like older artists or like modern artists with the production, and like pulling all these things because we're so open to all these music and putting it, you know, into like modern day. What I would say, would you just say this is rock? I just think of it as a alternative rock, you know?
yeah, like rock
Yeah.
alternative, like it's somewhere
So
between the genres. I
it's
think it's
just,
pretty like psychedelic in a lot of parts,
yeah,
you know, and a lot of it can be classified as indie as well, like some of the songs. But this album just, I think it's tied together very well. In its sound, exactly that. Where like if you want something a little faster, maybe her last album would be better because I think it's meant to carry that theme, of being like
yeah.
a little more uh what would the word be, like personal, comforting, like you know in terms of her poetry. But yeah, dude, this is like, I think this is like my five top five. I was gonna say
Yeah, bro,
favorite
like the songs
album
bind.
this year, like, but there's been a lot of good music this year, and there's still more coming out. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason I hesitated, excuse me, because
Well, we're getting there
you know
too where we're not wrapping up our list, but we're like, okay, like that, it's coming to the end of the year. And we'll have that video out too, definitely with Thomas. And but dude, like the songs Binding and Call It Love, to me, the slower songs, the more like headier songs to me, at least, the more like I'm really like, damn, bro, like I'm really trying to listen to what she's saying, are like top five songs for me this year, you know,
okay, yeah,
especially
the
Binding, and especially Call It Love, like, and she's like, I call it Shay, and dude, she's such a great singer, such a great singer, um,
her voice is really unique as well, like,
very unique. Like
yeah.
when I hear her, I know it's her. Like it's like raspy but kind of deep and super soulful. And yeah, Nilüfer Yanya had, she had my album. She had like one of my favorite albums last year. This was definitely up there for me. I don't know if it's gonna be my album of the year, but she definitely has some of the songs to me that have been my favorite singles of the year, my favorite songs. So
Yeah, I listened to this album a lot now since I started listening to it. But like I say, the
best
lead
album of all
single,
time.
top, no, okay. But like I say,
She's
I
like the next person I want to see live. I just saw McGee live in San Francisco and Oakland. It was
oh shit,
amazing.
nice. McGee.
But she's like the next one I want to see live. So I mean, I would love to see Ginger live too. So
I mean, if you're gonna be coming down anytime soon, he's gonna be like Pomona, San Diego, But I don't know if you're gonna be
I just don't
come,
watch anime like
come,
that.
coming down this way, bro. You gotta get into anime, bro. Get with the times.
But yeah, do you have any? What's your favorite song off this album?
My method actor, for sure. I know. Never mind. It's like I say, I run away. I was gonna say like
Like I said, I ride that way.
I was gonna say like sometimes it's like, is it ever the right pick to pick the lead single as your favorite song? But even though I'm very
You know,
impressed with all these songs, I think, like I say, kind of encompasses a lot of the main themes, except for having like the string section, like I mentioned. But and also it's one of the two songs with the with the heavy guitar, melody switch,
Bro, let's get
riff.
her
You
and
know,
little Sims some real.
dude. Honestly, between them, I know Comet is coming.
I'm
I
not
haven't
sure she's
believe
British. Let me
I'm
see.
not. I don't believe they dropped anything terribly recently, but um, like between the London jazz scene, Little Sims, and Yanya, bro, I love the music
Well,
scene over there. That
I
shit's
was
on.
watching an interview with Nilüfer and she was saying, Cleo, Cleo's,
Cleo Soul.
yeah, Cleo Soul. That's one of her favorite albums of last year, and
Oh,
you could definitely tell like that British that soul. Like I think they have a lot more soul. Like if you think about contemporary soul and adding it into their music, they do a very good job.
I agree. And it's almost like classical in
Yeah.
how much it's like practiced and structured, and a lot of it comes from their voice as well. Like they just have such unique, um like charismatic sounding voices. Yanya, like the way she changes her inflection from going to high to low, in terms of tone, like and pitch, like it's super fun to me. I feel like I could hear it all day. You know, extremely charming. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah. Um, we got about 8 minutes. I'm glad we came together. We did this.
we're,
Um,
we're supposed to do it tomorrow, but I was like, fuck that.
let's
That
do it
shit.
today.
Let's do it today.
But we're almost there, bro. I mean, we're
We got like,
we're gonna do some more. We still got a lot of time of the year. I mean, me and Thomas have been on the movie grind, and we're hopefully to get some couple interviews up with some people but
woo, bro. I need to get better at watching movies, but recently,
be honest, do you watch like me and Thomas's video?
I think I watched like half of it.
Have you seen that we have shorts now? I've been adding some shorts now on the
Okay,
YouTube channel.
okay, bro. I still need half of that. But fucking, hey, that's a good shit though, man. It's just honestly like I'm terrible with movies, bro. Like I like watching movies,
Well, eventually I want you to
but
do
it's
your own
like,
videos of the things you want to do.
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I do though.
You know what I'm saying? Either
Yeah.
you doing video game stuff or you doing a book thing or any form of media like
Yeah.
I want you to be able to do because the Modern Girls 3, it's a triangle right now. It's me, you, and Thomas. And it's like if we're able all three do our own things too, but also combine as the Avengers, some real Marvel shit. As much as I hated that new Deadpool and Wolverine fucking movie.
Hey, you hated that movie too?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
bro. You should be on the
bro. I
podcast,
thought I
bro.
was the only one that
Bro,
hated
that
it,
means you have
bro.
not watched any of them. You're
Okay,
getting
bro. I walked out halfway through that movie,
no way.
but it wasn't because I was mad or like disappointed or anything. I was just like high key, like not invested and bored. And also,
No way.
one thing was
No way
bugging
you did
me.
that.
Yeah, and I was there with somebody, and then I was like, hey, do you want to go? Like it was like 10:30. I was like, let's just go home. They're like, yeah, whatever, we can leave. And then but my boy Logan, man, my boy,
They love that shit?
no, Logan, the Wolverine. What's that? Hugh Jackman, my
Oh,
boy Hugh
Hugh Jackman.
Jackman.
I thought you were talking about you went with the homie Logan.
Oh no, but not like the movie Logan. But the homie Hugh Jackman, man, I feel like they kind of threw the seriousness of his character under the bus. Like every time,
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
like every single time that freaking
I try to get
like Hugh,
podcast. Thomas on
what
the
happened?
podcast. No, you're good. What
Oh,
you
yeah.
say? I try to FaceTime him.
Every time that freaking like Wolverine would get mad, like things would change, get serious, and he would offend Deadpool. He'd try to be like, come down to earth, like stop fucking coping with humor. Deadpool would just like stab him in the nuts and then they get in a fight, like it
Yeah,
was never really
it just was like
it was never really resolved,
no, I don't know. It was just they're
and it's like,
it's just so mad mid.
and it's just like the Logan or the fucking I keep saying Logan, the Wolverine from Logan was just like to me that was like my favorite Marvel movie, I think,
Well,
and I
I don't
think
know.
it,
Yeah, like
I,
superhero movies.
yeah, superhero movie, and I think like there was still Marvel was still Fox at that point, and that's why the Deadpool in that movie was like such a serious character too, like not really fourth wall breaking or anything, just kind of like a run of the mill kind of villain. But to me, that's like peak Hugh Jackman, and to see his character just kind of used as like bait almost, like oh you think like something like seriously, you think Deadpool's finally gonna come to terms with his feelings because of Hugh Jackman? Nah, he's just gonna stab him in the nuts again.
Yeah, no.
And then we move on to the next thing. Uh, you know, but another movie that I did watch that I did enjoy was
I
that
like this.
Channing Tatum movie,
No,
uh,
blink twice.
Blink
No,
Twice.
dude. Okay, let me tell you
I
a
just
story.
think okay, go
Let me
ahead.
tell you a story. Let tell you. Me and Thomas, me and Thomas have been going every Tuesday to the movies together.
Yeah, see, you guys like movies, man.
Well, dude, Thomas is my boyfriend, bro. We go out to the movies. Me and him, we go to the movies every Tuesday. We got our little coffee. Sometimes Thomas makes it for me.
Y'all are
I'll
so
pick
fucking cute, man.
I pick him up. We go to the movies, and we
I'm
saw
high key
Blink twice,
jealous.
and there's no one there, bro. And I was
Okay.
like, dude, we should have done a podcast
In here,
in here
like
right now for the YouTube channel. That would have been so crazy, dude.
that's
Like
hilarious.
that, there was no one there. I'm like live reviewing Blink twice. Like that's what I wanted to do so bad. Because I could have gone live on our YouTube channel on my phone. And
You don't think? I don't think so because you can't be like recording the movie. Well, I guess you're recording yourself
yeah,
watching
I'm
the
not right
movie.
now. We're not showing any audio or any of that.
Yeah, that's hilarious though. Like an actual live reaction at the theater. There's got to
So
be a reason that hasn't been done though. I don't know.
it's just one has but Blink Twice, it's a decent movie. I think Zoe Kravitz. I think you could tell it's kind of her first movie, and she maybe does too much foreshadowing. You know what I'm saying? At no point did I really feel like the twist. Like I knew from the beginning there was gonna be a twist. Like you could just tell, like the way it's set up. And so, but I still think it was a
Yeah,
one of my. It was still one of the more of interesting movies that I've seen this year, and I liked it. I think it was a good movie, a solid movie, movies they're back.
movies are back.
Movies are back, but some movies have been disappointing, and
Damn,
that
my
movie
favorite part
was
about
like
that
finally to
movie.
watch a good movie.
Yeah, and I was surprised because the signposting was my favorite thing in that movie. Just like I try to think of like because they would zoom in on a lot of things, and I know like oh this is a movie about memory. Like you can just tell from the trailer, sort of, So you got to piece things together. Like oh, what does it mean when this happens? And then, like like so like the reveal of like the necklace clanking and everything.
Well,
Like
what
the
really got
hypnotic
me
tick.
was the nails. We're spoiling the movie. If you haven't
Oh
seen
yeah,
the
we're
movie,
Oh yeah,
who
yeah.
gives a fuck?
Sorry.
The nail
With
part,
the dirt.
the white rabbit part.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That would have
she's
gone me.
what did she say? She was like
Because the nail she had last time
White
had the
Rabbit.
rabbit on it.
Yeah.
But also, what were the homies doing, bro? Imagine me, just the gardener, and all this shit going down, and I'm just being quiet.
Yeah, well, I think it was kind of cool too, like the the maid, she was like, "You want a swig of this?" And I think I don't know, it was almost like a symbol of like the way you get out of like a situation like this. It's really the solution is going to come from like the root of people.
Like within, yeah.
Yeah, and I also like the symbol of the snake. It's like, of course, it's alluding to Adam and Eve. That's it's super obvious. But like, truth was given to humans, or like, I guess humans were tricked into it, as the Bible goes, like consciousness. And so, like, drinking snake venom, it's like truth. It's very ugly. It's bitter, but like, it makes you remember shit. Versus like the perfume, it's very beautiful,
Yeah.
Like it's very like
Yeah.
sensitive.
And mask the
It
bad.
masks, yeah,
Yeah.
it masks the memories, But the snake venom, what it's made of in its purest form, is like it's
Shitty.
rancid.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, some of it was done very cheaply though, like the old lady that was like, why did you wake me up? I don't want to remember. Like I don't know, like I that's kind of like representing that group of people that are like the most vile or the most destructive, I guess they would say, where it's like they choose to betray themselves and they want it that way. But I don't know, like who's really like that. But
Yeah.
at least that's what I thought of it. Maybe it
Good
was
movie.
something else.
We got less than a minute left. Also, though, if she was going on vacation every year, her boss would have been like, "No, you're not getting the fucking